First up, the controversy over the hijab ban in Karnataka. A plea against the ban is being heard in the Karnataka High Court, and that hearing will continue today afternoon. Yesterday, lawyers for the petitioners had argued there is no law that prohibits the use of headscarves in educational institutions. They also pointed out that center-run Kendriya Vidyalayas gave an option for Muslim students to wear headscarves in colours that match their school uniforms. This as many students on Monday returned to school. Some wearing hijabs were turned away. So schools till class 10 opened yesterday in Karnataka, and the education minister has announced that from tomorrow all the way till class 12 the schools will reopen. Remember, they were shut by the chief minister after there had been protests over the hijab issue. NDTV's Shrija sent us this report from a school in Udupi.
It's day 2 after the Karnataka government which directed the educational institutions to resume classes for high school starting from 9th and 10th. And what we are looking at the moment in one of the schools in Udupi district of Karnataka, which is Bod High School, that the situation is calm at the moment. Section 144 has been also imposed at the moment, and the police officers have also been in fact deployed at various schools to ensure that not really any untoward incidents take place. Now, speaking to some of the students here at Bod High School, they also tell us that because of the hijab controversy, it really has interrupted their classes and their education, and that they clearly wanted the government to resume the classes. As far as the college is concerned, which is the 11th and 12th, the PU will be resuming starting tomorrow. This is as per the direction of the Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai. And Basavaraj Bommai just yesterday did, after a meeting, talk about certain standard operating procedures that the government will soon be in fact sending out to all the educational institutions. In Udupi, with camera person Govind Murthy, Shrija for NDTV.
Well, let's go across to Shrija now. So, Shrija, what have the reports been like today with the schools opening?
Well, at the moment from Udupi, reporting from Udupi, not really any instances of where students have been barred from entering the school premises, that is those who are wearing hijabs, have come to light. But we have received reports from various other districts, nearby districts such as Chikmagalur district, where at least about 30 to 35 students they were denied entry, is what we are getting at the moment. And also there's another instance which is reported from Shivamogga district, and where students who were wearing the hijab were asked to remove the hijab and only then enter the educational institution. So as far as Udupi district is concerned, it's at the moment very calm. There's not really much of protests or agitations that we're witnessing, because this exactly is the epicenter where we are reporting from. This is where exactly where the hijab ban controversy broke out at least about a month and a half ago, but now we see it has spread to other districts as well. This, as we speak, we understand that even when the High Court's order did clearly, categorically mention that no religious garments will be allowed inside educational institutions when the matter is pending in the High Court. So the High Court will resume the hearing today. The arguments are still, as far as this particular case is concerned, the arguments are on as far as the petitioners are concerned. And just yesterday we did see where Mr. Kamath, the senior advocate, he did point to the fact that Kendriya Vidyalaya schools, which is run basically by the central government, now they have incorporated into their dress code change, which clearly says that Muslim girls, Muslim women can wear headscarves that match with their bottom wear.
All right, Shrija, so that hearing will continue today afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us with the latest there. Now, the big international news, the Ukraine crisis, and what we can now bring you are the very latest images of Russian military deployment along the frontiers with Ukraine. The high-resolution satellite images that you will see here have been filmed within the last 48 hours and show a significant new Russian force additions. We also bring you images from earlier in the month so we can compare the latest images. In many cases, large military formations have actually moved out, but it's unclear whether they have been forward deployed to areas closer to the border. So let's take take a look at some of the images. Now, these are the areas that we're talking about here on the map where the new deployments have taken place. They cover areas to the north and northeast of Ukraine at a large airbase, to the southeast of Ukraine and in the Crimea, which was annexed by Russia in 2014. Now this image shows you Russian Su-34 bombers deployed at Primorsko-Akhtarsk airbase in Krasnodar on February 13th. Now this image shows from Yelnya shows a large battleground with tanks and armored personnel carriers on the 19th of January. It's dated, but it gives you a clear idea of the extent of the build-up. In fact, if we zoom into this image, you can clearly see the tanks and other vehicles. Now, these are images of Russian helicopter deployments along Lake Donoslav further south. And now we can show you some before and after images. This one shows troops deployed in Rechista to the north on February 4th. But that same location shows that these vehicles have moved out on February 14th. As we said, we're not clear whether they have been moved forward.